New Zealand weather, a small west coast community had a lucky escape. They had a tornado rip through an empty preschool just metres away from homes this morning. The tornado north of Hokitika was one of a series of wild weather events across the country today. In the King Country, Department of Conservation office was destroyed by fire, sparked by a lightning strike, and 3 homes south of Auckland were also hit spectacularly. Rowan Quinn reports.
Kaumātua sleeping at Arahura Pa were woken by the tornado roaring up the river valley from the sea, but it missed their homes, hitting the empty Kohanga Reo building instead. The Ngāti Waewae Iwi chairman Francois Tumahai has been at the Pa today and says the tornado's power is evident.
Where the windows and the doors and entries are, they've been sort of ripped out. The roof's been torn off and thrown up on the railway lines, which is probably about 250 metres away. This jibboard is, it's just an absolute mess.
Francois Tumahai says the building's unlikely to be repairable, but in many ways he feels fortunate.
If it had been 20 metres one way or the other, it would have taken out probably 1, 2, 3, 4 Kaumātua homes, so it would have been quite devastating. It is a wee bit heartbreaking, but at the end of the day, it's just a building. We can build another one, No one's hurt.
There have been other tornadoes in the area over the years, including one that destroyed a church in the 1970s.
So they're just pretty bulletproof, our old ones, and just got up, started cleaning up, and now they're up. It looks like they're up there telling the power company boys how to put the power poles back up by the looks of it. They're hard cases.
Up in the North Island, it was a noisy awakening in Bennydale in the King Country at about 4:20 this morning when the volunteer fire siren went off. Thunderstorms had been sitting across the region for about 2 hours, and the dock offices at the Puriora Forest at the base of the Timber Trail cycleway were ablaze. The Bennydale Fire Chief, Murray Patterson, says crews had to fight through bad flooding to get to the fire, and the conditions were pretty nasty when they got there.
Howling gale, driving rain, pretty cold and pretty miserable for a while.
Murray Patterson says 80% of the building was burning when they arrived.
And it's looking likely that the lightning blew a transformer, which was next to the dock office building, which would have, short-circuited the power, and that's probably the cause of the fire.
3 homes at the base of the Awhitu Peninsula southwest of Auckland were struck by lightning. The fire service says there was damage to buildings, but no one was hurt. The Met Service says there were 7,000 lightning strikes near the New Zealand coast, but 90% of them would have been over water. And a forecaster, Gerard Barrow, warns the wild weather isn't over yet.
There will be some more thunderstorm activity occurring again or intensifying, especially about the west coast of the South Island and also about the west of the North Island from Waikato down to Taranaki.
The Met Service says there's a small risk of more tornadoes, particularly in Taranaki or the west coast.